In the men's competition, here's Rico Costantino of Santa Ana, California, a bodyguard.
Rico, I understand that you've done a little security work with some of the rock groups. Do you think anything that you've done there might help you today?
Especially in Powerball, be quick, move fast, and up the wall.
Sheila, this is just another day at work for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be tough, but it's going to be so much fun.
Good luck to both of you.
Contenders, best of luck. John Adams. Rico, of course, the bodyguard, makes his home in Santa Ana, California, 5'11", 215. So again, the contenders have 45 seconds to score as many goals as they can. The match is on, and John Adams quickly scores against Nitro.
Another nice move, almost into the pod, but a little seizure up high.
Rico with the nice move around Thunder. And John Adams scores in that middle cylinder, that of course worth 2 points. Both men extremely quick. Gladiators not quite up to snuff here. They usually are much more adept at stopping the contenders.
Thunder was pretty adept at putting down Rico on that last one. He did a double wrap and forced his head right into the mat.
Gemini working over Rico pretty good. No goal there. As we run down the final seconds of this Powerball match.
Gemini certainly warmed up this morning. He's moving back and forth like a defensive back, end to end.
And that is it. John Adams has won it 3-1 here.
Rico, great halfback move. I saw that hip. You threw the leg out, drew the shoulder back. Nice job.
Those guys are real big and quick. As I try to avoid any contact from them, try to score the buckets.
After one, John Adams leads Rico Costantino 3-1. And Rico's up next in the joust. Earlier, we asked him why he wanted to compete on the American Gladiators. Here's his answer.
Competition. I love competing. It's something that's inside me. It's in my heart. Man against man, you know, to see if you're the best. It's a challenge. I do well in challenges.
And now the challenge facing Rico is Laser. On guard.
30 seconds to knock the Gladiator off the pedestal. That's the mission of the contender. Rico fending off the early blows of Laser, doing a great job of it. He's got Laser going and finally knocks him off. Big victory for Rico Costantino. Hey, yo, Rico. Yo. That took only 11 seconds, pal.
It was a long 11 seconds, I'll tell you that.
The amazing thing about that performance, Laser laid you with about 5 different shots right off the bat, nearly knocked you off the pedestal, but you withstood his attack.
Low center of gravity. The man hits hard. Good one, too.
Was that a payback for what happened to you in Powerball?
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Thank
Rico.
you.
As we see a shot of Rico's girlfriend in the audience.
Way to go.
Up next, Rico Costantino. Still enjoying 11-7 lead right now, but looking forward to some more points. He's going to have an opportunity to practice some of that bodyguard duty he's done before by protecting his body in this competition.
And remember, Turbo hasn't forgotten that he let John Adams get the draw.
Rico almost overrunning his safe spot. Let's see how he does with a crossbow. A little high and wide, Mike, off to the left.
Rico's got the good quicks, though. He gets over to the next safe area. Sets up with the rocket launcher. And exposes a little bit too much of his body. Larry Thompson, our referee, saw that the tennis ball caught Rico in the right arm.
One shot, take him down.
Turbo obviously very happy with his performance. As we look over Rico's right shoulder, and you'll see in slow motion coming down the middle of the screen, the tennis ball that nips Rico on the elbow. The crowd still carrying on their love affair with Rico. Men's scores after 3 events. Rico 11, John 7. And Rico preparing himself to go up, and he's going to be followed by Laser.
And as you mentioned earlier, Larry, part of the rules of this competition, each contender given a 10-second head start. John Adams in the blue, Rico Costantino having some problems early on in the red.
Mike, that's got to wear on your psyche, that false start, double start. You know that Gladiator's going to hit the wall right behind you. Terrible temptation to look back to see where he's at. Good thing Rico's resisting the temptation.
But after those early difficulties, Larry, Rico doing very well, moving quickly on the right-hand side. He'll make it to the top first.
John Adams seeing that out of the corner of his eye, but not giving up, making sure that he gets up on top of the wall also.
2 for the top and points for both of our contenders. John Adams, you were second to the top. You still get 5 points. And I get the feeling that if you were facing anybody but Rico, you might have won this event.
Rico's tough. What he's doing is actually he's pushing me to higher and higher limits. I appreciate that.
I think both of you are pushing each other. Rico, you did so in 26 seconds, and you did so slipping at first, and you were going against the best gladiator in laser.
He is a good gladiator. The thought of him pursuing me lighted a fire where I sit down. I said, I gotta get up this wall before he comes and gets me. I'm just glad I made it up first.
10 points for you. Rico, well done. John, nice going. Congratulations to both men. They're on their way down. And when we come back, more of the American Gladiators.
Men's score after 4 events, Rico 21, John 12.
Room for anybody else in there besides Turbo.
I wouldn't want to be in there with him.
Ready, red.
Referee Larry Thompson
Ready,
making
blue.
sure everyone is set to go in this
Ready.
event.
Spotters ready.
A look at the 4 red, white, and blue scoring pods you see there. Those plumes of smoke, actually harmless nitrogen gas to indicate to the audience and the contenders that someone has indeed scored.
2 midfield collisions. They single off, square off on each other. John Adams trying to get into the scoring pod, but Gemini says no. Seeing that he's blocked, he heads on down all the way to the end of the course. Looks like no. Gemini says no again.
And down at the other end, Rico Costantino trying to get inside the pod, but he can't settle either. Turbo doing a great job of keeping him out.
We have some bent steel out there, Mike.
A lot of bent steel and hopefully not bent contenders. John Adams again trying to settle in and can't do it. Neither can Rico.
Great defensive battle as our gladiators deny. Well, we've got one in. John Adams managed to get in the pod right at the end, and finally we get the plume. He gets the point.
15 seconds ago, Rico desperately trying to score and tie this match up. Can he stay in there? No. Turbo again thwarts his effort.
It's a wonder the Turbo's sphere will roll at all as many dents as he has in it now.
1 second left. That last attempt for a goal by Rico does not count, and that is it. The only goal of the game scored by John Adams.
Even though John had positioned several times throughout the match, he only managed to settle the sphere into the pod this one time and pick up the point. Rico, being chased around the field all day by Turbo, finally manages to get in the pod, but Turbo delivers the smash that sends him out without any points.
John Adams picks up 1 point in Atmosphere, and after 6 events in the men's competition, Rico leads John 31-18. Rico Costantino with a 31-18 lead over John Adams, and what that means, John would have to win the eliminator against Rico by more than 6.5 seconds.
Look of concern, concentration on the face of John Adams as he prepares to head up the treadmill.
John Adams in the blue, Rico Costantino in the red.
Ready.
And referee Larry Thompson sends our contenders on their way. Rico the first to reach the hand bike, but it's very, very close.
Almost a dead heat as they hit the platform.
Now across the balance beam, Rico very steady, as is John Adams, side by side, almost again, up the cargo net now.
Rico just a head and shoulders ahead of John.
Touching that platform almost simultaneously, now onto the zip line. Here comes Rico, here comes John. And it looks like the only way John could win this thing is if one of the gladiators is successful in holding off Rico at the finish line. Let's see what happens. Well, at 210 pounds, Rico a little too much power for laser there at the end. Rico will advance to the quarterfinals as John scrambles across the finish line as well.
John a little frustrated, a trying run, and then met up with thunder at the end. But he has nothing to be ashamed of. It was a great effort.
After an absolutely fabulous final event, the eliminator, it is Rico Costantino who goes on to the quarterfinals by virtue of his victory over John Adams, and that was a tremendous, tremendous run. Which was the most difficult part for you?
The cargo net. You can't get a sure footing on it. It wiggles and moves in and out, and your opponent's climbing up with you. He wiggles and jerks, and you just got to take it slow. Sure-footed, then take your step. If you don't, your foot will go through it, and you're stuck.
Okay, catch your breath for a second, because your adversary, John Adams, was very formidable. You know, during that bicycle, you had about a 5-yard lead, and then he was able to catch up, and you were side by side all the way.
Rico is right exactly. When you get on the cargo net, I thought I was cruising, then all of a sudden Rico shakes it, and then I lose it, and then it just goes back and forth that way.
Gentlemen, congratulations, a terrific run. But Rico, you know for sure that you're going to the quarterfinals.
Thank you.
John, you'll have to wait. Best of luck. Let's hope you do it.
Two very tough competitors, and that brings it up with a men's final score. Rico 73, John 52, and that makes Rico's girlfriend very happy.
Congratulations to Trish